So believe it or not, this is the last one that I have under the house as of right now, mower wise, to fix. I'm just waiting on a couple an air filter for one, and apart from that, everything's fixed. But I think I have saved the worst for last, if you want to say that. This is a Troy-Bilt big wheel self-propel mower. I think it's got the 6.5 horsepower engine on it. It's made in 2005. Right there, 2005, March 4th. So, you know, you're talking about 11 or 12 years old, or about 12 years old, depending on when it was sold. Adjustable wheels, all that good stuff. And totally rigged in a bunch of different ways. So the first one here is this, I've already kind of partially taken it off, but they had the wire to raise up the chute there. So obviously that's going to come off. My air filter stuff over here. Now this is supposed to be an auto choke carburetor. My air filter stuff is all messed up, and it doesn't even have, if I can get this screw off, it doesn't even have the proper air filter in it. It just has this mesh, 2 layers of mesh. Oh, excuse me, 3 layers of mesh. So, I guess that works, but I've got another air filter I can put on it. And what else? So, safety cable is broken and has been removed. So they've done a zip tie deal, but they have made it so that it is permanently on with the spring on it. There's no way to turn it off. So I'll fix that as well. If I luck out, I might find a safety cable that'll fit this, but we shall see. One other thing I've noticed is something has happened with the self-propel belt, and they have replaced it because it is tight. It's really tight on the mower, and if we look under it here, it's not even on the pulley. So that's a shorter belt. See, it's under the pulley there, so it's a shorter belt than what's supposed to go on it. I think it's even a little bit bigger belt. The good news is the blade, it has a couple of nicks, but after I sharpen it, it'll be okay. Carburetor is missing a gasket, but so I'll get to work on it here in just a second. Alright, so I'm going to see if this thing will run on starter fluid. I've got to at least put a bowl gasket on the carburetor, but I have a suspicion that since this is an auto choke, that it's the choke arm again. But we'll find out. So we know it'll fire up, which is good. So I'll take the carburetor off, because I showed y'all that, or I said that the carburetor was not on all the way. So take that carburetor off and see what I got here. So I already got the carburetor back together. I found a bowl gasket for it. Looked inside. I mean, it was just dirty from where it was exposed to the elements. Just a very tiny bit of calcium buildup, but there was nothing on or clogging the jets or nothing in the jets. So I just sprayed a little carb cleaner in it, and then it was good to go. Before I put it back on, I'll take the gas tank and the cover off of that, and I'll disconnect the choke arm there. I'll show y'all how to do that again, because it's such a ridiculously easy fix that I found for some of these mowers that have the auto choke. And I bet that this is probably part of the problem with this mower too. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll show you how to take it off again. I think I've shown it in plenty of other previous videos, but you've got 3 5/16 inch bolts right here to hold on the gas tank. And if this one has it, which it does, you've got this 3/8 inch right there that holds it on the side. And then you get that off. You have these 2 bolts in the front here to take off the engine cover, and you got 2 bolts in the back that are hit. One of them's right there, and the other one is on the other side in the same spot. So they're hidden there. And so what I'll do, I'll take that off, take the choke arm off, put the carburetor back on, and put some gas in it and see if this thing will run for us. If so, I'll find the correct, I've got plenty of belts. I'm sure I've got the correct size belt that'll go on this self-propel mechanism. So I'll put that on there. Hopefully it works. Maybe this setup works, but I'm just not very fond of it. So I'll try that setup, and then we'll see if we got a good mower here. So the choke arm was already disconnected on this, which is a good thing, because they don't really have any benefit of being connected to this. Got a nice little dirt dauber nest there. I'll knock that off here. Of course, I know it's old, and so there we go. Got a bunch of leaves and mess in here. I'll knock off whenever I wash it off if I get it going. So hopefully, I was hoping that this was connected, because that probably would have been the problem with it. But hopefully, whenever I get this carburetor on, it will be good. So I'll go ahead and dress everything back up, get the carburetor on, and we'll put some gas in it. We'll give this thing a shot. So here we go with the test start. Who knows what might happen here, but we're going to give it a try. It might run really fast, it might run really slow, it might not run at all. But the good news is I did put gas in it. It's not leaking any gas out after I put the new bowl gasket in. So everything's dry. So let me pull this thing and see what happens. So that was the first pull there, and it's got a lot of oil to burn off, so let me get it over here. Self-propel isn't working right now, I'm not surprised. I bet if I put a cable on it, it'll be fine. Goodness. Let's make all the neighbors happy this morning. At least most of us get blown into the woods. The oil level was low, I put some oil in it. Who knows how I had this thing tilted on the trailer though, so. But listen to how smooth it's running. Really, really smooth. So I'm gonna let it sit here for a few minutes. Let it do its thing. Get that oil burned off. I mean, it's so much oil, it's getting residue on the plants over there. So let it sit here and run and do its thing. It's not knocking. Obviously it's smoking because it's got a ton of oil in the exhaust. But yeah, I'll let it run here for a few minutes and continue working on it. So I got the build off, which was easy enough to do. It was just turning this pulley here some, kind of starting the belt and then turning this pulley here, and I was able to get it off even though it was very, very tightly on there. You can see the wear marks of where the old rubber belt was on the pulley, which is obviously not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be right there. So here's the old belt. Like I said, it was a thicker belt, and it's shorter. I've got a couple of others here that I want to try. As you can see, that one's quite a bit longer, which is probably the one I'm going to try first. I've got one that's just a tiny bit longer there too, because the pulley on the mower, or first off, it was tight. It was really tight, and it wouldn't engage the self-propel. And the pulley right here is much wider than where it was on the shaft. So I'm going to put this belt on, and I could even do it on camera here. So I'm going to feed it through there. Sorry about that. I kicked it over. Most mowers are going to have some sort of protective covering over the mower itself, over the self-propel. So I've got it there, and it looks like this belt's going to be a little bit too long, but after I feed it in, it looks like it'll be a little too long. So I'll get the other belt that I have over there. But essentially you would feed it in just like that, put it on the pulley, and you'd be in business. But a little bit shorter, or a little bit too long this belt is. So I put the shorter belt on, and I'll show y'all how everything turns out here in just a second. Okay, so I got the belt on here. I used that shorter one of the two that I showed y'all, and I don't know if this helps any of y'all. I'm pretty sure this is the correct belt. We're about to find out here. We'll put this mounting bracket back on like it's supposed to be. And I mean, I know the self-propel gear turns the wheels. It's just a matter of getting the belt to engage them and the pulley. And so I think I might have it, but might be surprised. Let me see if I can start it up, and maybe I can see if the self-propel works. So there we go. It is kind of unfortunate. I might have to dig into my my pile to see if I can find a cover for this self-propel, but I don't think I've got one, unfortunately. But the good news is, just got the self-propel working, which is awesome. So I'm gonna next, since I got all this going, I'm gonna see if I can find a cable. If not, I'll do my zip tie fix. Either one will be fine. If I could put a cable on it, I'll probably get maybe just a touch more money out of it. But yeah, big wheel self-propel mower like this, even though it's in rough shape, probably going to be like the other two Craftsmans I just got going, $80 to $100 in this area. People do like Troy-Bilts. People like Craftsmans also, but again, probably $80 to $100. If I can get the cable, probably be $100 more. But again, it's looking a little rough. But self-propel sells around here, so I'll see if I can find a cable for it. If I do, I'll post it up next. If not, I'll put the zip ties on, wash it up, and then give you all a final start. So I did end up having to do the zip tie fix on this. I had a cable that worked, but it was too stiff, and it actually broke. I had a handle that worked for it too, but it was actually so stiff it would move, but it broke actually broke the handle where it connects to the cable. So I wasn't really in the business of breaking any more handles. And even after I lubed it up, it still had some tight spots and stuff in it. But nonetheless, it's still a good mower. Obviously it has some surface rust on it. Cleaned it up. And you know, hopefully it'll work for hopefully it should work. I mean, it started on the first pull after I put the bowl gasket on. Hasn't been leaking any gas or anything like that. So it was just really rough to start, and I thought this was going to be one of the one of the longer fixes, but got it done in the morning. So just a couple hours of work. Got another good mower. I'll start it up and show y'all how it runs. I'm going to let it run for a little bit, just to help make sure it's good to go. There's your self-propel. So it's working really well. Really happy with that. Seems that this spring that was on it is set perfectly, and it still has a little bit of give. Like I said, I was going to replace it, but it's tight on there. It's working as it should, even though it is stretched out. It's not too terribly rusted to the point where it's going to break. So it's not even skipped or anything like that. Fresh oil, sharpened blade, all that good stuff. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit. But this is the last mower I have under the house that needed to get running. So I don't know when I'll get more, but when I do get more, I'll let y'all know. And as I fix them, I'll post videos. I've got a couple of pressure washers I want to get running, and I also got the tiller. So I might try and tackle those here the rest of this week. But I'm definitely going to be looking for more mowers to buy, because I've got everything fixed. It's a good feeling. As y'all saw at the beginning of the year how much I started with, and y'all saw about a month ago how much I had left to fix after I got that big lot. But got them all done. I got one mower deck under the house. I could put it, or I could find an engine to put on, but apart from that, got everything going, or got everything going. Almost have everything going, as y'all saw in that video earlier. Sold two this morning. One of the newer big wheel ones, and the little $50 one that I had to replace the pull rope on. They both started on the first pull, and hopefully we'll have some happy owners. So yeah, this is exciting. Got this one running. Basically, I got everything cleaned out, which is great. Just got to sell a few more, and we'll be in business. But thank y'all continually for the support, and for subscribing and watching, leaving feedback, positive feedback, constructive feedback. I read every one of them, so I appreciate it. And until the next one, thank y'all for watching.